So I'm gonna see if I can put something in the chat right quick. Let's see. It says live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and be able to. So it says welcome to live chat. I wanted to be able to type something on the screen, but let's see. No, it's not going to let me do that. So no worries. So I can check the chat. So I will be looking to see if we have any questions as we go along. And for whatever reason, it's not, I wanted to be able to type my phone number. So I'm going to share my phone number throughout the time that we're on here. Hello, welcome to the live. So we're going to be talking about why is now the best time to become a life and health insurance agent. And just, I want to share that I do live in the country, right? So by me living in the country, sometimes I don't always have the strongest internet signal. So if it tends to act a little wonky, have grace, just stay with me. It'll fix itself. It'll adjust, right? So who am I? I'm Garlinda Price, and I'm a real estate broker and owner of Fusion Properties, but I'm also a licensed life insurance broker here in the state of North Carolina. I'm licensed in several states. I got my license last year. And last year when I started writing was around April time frame. I got my license in March, and during that time I ended the year as a top producer with our company. I was a top recruiter, and I was rookie of the year. I think I protected 171 families last year, and I built a team of about 41 different brokers, 41 agents in different states across the country. And I set insurance down back in December. We had gone to a wedding with some friends of ours, and I felt like I had burned out, but also some things I was looking for I didn't see at the company where I was. So I want to thank all of you all for joining me tonight. And we're going to be talking about why now is a great time for you to get your life and health insurance license. I'm also going to be sharing with you why now is a great time for you to work with me, and what we provide, what we bring, how we add value to your career as a life insurance agent. So again, I live in the country, so my internet may go in and out from time to time, but it'll come back. So just stick with me and we'll make it through this. So these are the obvious reasons as to why you want to go into insurance. If you haven't seen my other video on real estate versus insurance, for those of you that are trying to make a decision about whether you should get your real estate license or your insurance license, I will share the link to that video in the description box, right? Or I can also put it up here when I go to do the edits. So obvious reasons why you should get your life and health insurance license. One, you should get them both at the same time if you can. I didn't. I do wish that I would have, but because I was pressed for time, I needed to go ahead and get my life insurance license. Some people finish the life and health class within a week. Some people do it within 2 weeks. Some people do it within 3 weeks. You don't want to drag it out. The longer it takes for you to get your license, if you're not a licensed life and health insurance agent, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to complete it, right? The statistics show that people that don't complete the class within the 3-week time frame, 4 weeks max, is a rarity, that people complete it at all and that they go on to become successful life and health insurance agents. So you don't want to fall into that statistic. If you're not licensed, I can show you how, and we'll talk about it at the end. When you partner with our team, when you partner with me in this business, we have a link where you can take your licensing class for free, right? But you have to be a part of our team. If you're not, it's a $250 investment, and you can get your license. And again, it's a great career. So the obvious reasons and the best time to become a life and health insurance agent is right now. Why? Flexibility to set your own hours, right? You can work part-time or full-time or sometime in the life and health insurance business. Now, will your income be hinged upon what you do if you work part-time, full-time, or sometime? Absolutely. It's all going to go together. And one thing I did was when I started out, and even now, I work life insurance part-time, right? So part-time can look like 10 to 15 hours a week, 5 to 10 hours a week, 5 to 8 hours a week, 10 to 20 hours a week. So part-time is whatever it looks like to you. So last year when I was able to do the level of business that we did, I was working on average 10 to 12 hours a week. That was including dial time. That means the time that I was actually calling clients and booking appointments, holding appointments, protecting families. So you have the flexibility to set your own hours. And this is a great career for someone. Anyone can sell life insurance that desires to, because we can train you and coach you. You have to have internal motivation, right, and drive to say, I really want to do it, because it's not easy. right? And the reason why I say it's not easy is because it's sales. You're contacting people that don't know you. You're dealing with strangers sometimes. And so you've got to be able to be coachable and trainable to learn the scripts. You got to follow scripts to be able to invest in leads at some point during your business. Right, that doesn't have to be the only way that you get business, because you can grow your business to be 100% referral based. We'll talk about that a little bit. And then with life insurance, you also can work through friends and family. That can't be the only way that you grow your business, but you have the ability to set your own hours and to work part-time, full-time, or sometime as it fits your schedule around your family. Single moms do well in this business. Married couples do well in this business together. Teachers, educators, people that are used to working in call centers, people that were maybe captive agents before, like with companies where they only had one product that they could sell. They come over to our business, to our team, and they do extremely well here at Family First Life. I'm on the Life Now Insurance. I'm with the Life Now Insurance Agency at Family First Life, and you're an independent contractor here, so we're going to talk about that too. So you can set your own hours, so there's a ton of flexibility. You can work in multiple states, right? So I'm licensed and I live here in North Carolina. I live in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I'm licensed in different states. I'm licensed in Michigan, Texas, Virginia, South Carolina, Maryland, Texas. I think I named that. I'm missing one. But about 6 or 7 different states. So you can be at home, in your living room, in your kitchen, in your home office, wherever you live, and you can sell insurance across the country in 49 states with our business, with our organization. That's huge, because what's awesome is, let's say you work during the day. Let's say you work a 9-to-5 job, right? Or you're a business owner that says, well, I've always wanted to go into insurance, right? But I didn't really know how to go about it, or I didn't know how to get started, or I didn't have anybody to mentor me or to help me. But let's say you work a 9-to-5 job and you decide to get started, and that means that your business technically doesn't start until 6 o'clock. By the time you get home, get situated, get your family situated, and you start at 6 o'clock. Well, you could invest in leads and build your business on the West Coast, right? Or in another time zone, right? Within the 49 states that we represent. So there's such incredible flexibility, because when it's 6 o'clock here, it's only what, 4 o'clock there? 6 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 3. It's 3 o'clock there. Right? So you could work from 6 to 9 part-time if you have a 9-to-5 job and be working just West Coast leads, or you could work on the weekends. Right? A lot of people last year, when I had started in insurance, I didn't personally work on Sundays, but a lot of people did their business and did a great business on Sundays with people after church. So a great reason to get started in insurance right now is flexibility. Another great reason to get started is income, because you can get paid daily, weekly, or monthly, right? So you could write a policy today on a client that either was a lead. You could write a policy on a family member. You could write a policy on a friend. However you choose to do business, we will teach you multiple ways that you can sell insurance. And if you sold a policy today, you would get paid Tuesday. Right, because the company's closed on the weekend. So by the time you do a simplified issue policy, I'm gonna write myself a note to tell you what that is, simplified issue. You could write that policy tonight. You'll know tonight if it got approved, because it would be an e-app. I'm gonna write myself a note to go back and talk to you about that. And then that means it will process tomorrow, and you would have money in your account on Tuesday. So it is an incredible business where you determine how much you get paid. Again, it is not an easy business. It's a simple business. You just have to be able to follow scripts, be consistent with your lead generating, right? Be consistent in making your phone calls and making contacts and communicating with people, and be consistent with helping families. And every family in our business here at Family First Life with the Life Now Insurance Agency represents $1,000, right? So we're going to talk money. I'm just writing myself notes. We'll talk money at the end. So another really great reason that you want to become a life and health insurance agent right now is the growth opportunity, right? So I just shared with you that you can sell within any state. And so not only can you sell within any state, you can also grow a team if you choose to. Kayla, I'm sorry, baby, you're a little loud. Okay, I'm sorry, I have family. Hey, Dr. Carter. Hi, Cheese, I love you. So you have a growth opportunity to sell in any state. That means that Let's say that you want to build and grow a team where you say, okay, over time, I love selling insurance. I'm here by my, thank you. I'm here. You're so cute. I'm a lone soldier selling, I'm not talking about me. You're a lone soldier selling life and health insurance. And you say, you know what? Somebody says, well, how's insurance going? And you say, oh my God, I love it. I'm making great money. It's a great opportunity. It's a great business. And they say, well, I thought about getting my license. And then they decide that they want to sell as well, right? So thank you, Teresa. I love you. So that means you can begin to grow and leverage yourself through a team. So there is a great opportunity here in insurance with your life and health license. You can grow a team anywhere within the 49 states. And it doesn't matter that they're not where you are, right? And with some of the insurance carriers that you would be able to write your business with, like Mutual of Omaha or Americo or American Amicable, I'm just using them as an example, right? They may not even require you to be licensed within that state as a non-resident license in order to get paid overrides. That's huge, right? Thank you so much for sharing my number in the chat. You're the best. So Dr. Carter shared my number, which is 910-494-7798. And I want you to text me, right? So you can text me during the call or afterwards, and I'll see it when we get finished here. And I will send you a Calendly link for us to get together and do like a 15-minute discovery session. So we can talk more about what you're looking to do. Again, so thank you all for being here. So you have a growth opportunity in insurance to either make money yourself. You could just be a lone soldier writing policies. There's nothing wrong with that. Tons of people love to come here and just write business, right? I met a lady yesterday that is 71 years old selling insurance. She's been selling for 5 years, and she started out door knocking, and she loves every bit of selling insurance. She's also an evangelist. I told her, you are a gangster, right? Because she walks up to people in the parking lot. She'll walk up to people and give them her card. She'll just start talking. So there's no age limit. Right, that's the next thing that's awesome, is that you can be any age and sell life insurance. As long as you're 18 years or older, it does not matter when you come into the business. What's funny is in real estate, the average broker is 50, those numbers have probably changed now, but when I came into real estate, the average agent was 55. I'm like, dang, these some old jokers, right? Now I'm 53, so now I'm like, okay, maybe they weren't so old, right? But the average age of a realtor is pretty old. So insurance has such a huge need for diversity. So it doesn't matter if you're young, older, black, white, Hispanic, Asian. It normally has been and has historically been a male-dominated industry, and women come into life and health insurance and they do extremely well. Why? Because women by nature are nurturing and they want to help. And I'm not saying that men aren't nurturing, but I'm just saying that's why women tend to do well in sales, because they really care. They lead from their heart and not from their head. So it's a huge growth opportunity, and people are out there looking for you. There's a low barrier to entry. So I just talked about with there, I'm just trying to check off all my notes so I don't get sidetracked. So there's a low barrier to entry because, like I said, you can be 18 years old, or you can be 70 years old, or you can be 80 years old and sell life insurance, right? Life and health insurance. So it doesn't matter. There's a low barrier to entry because there's no educational requirements. It doesn't matter if you didn't finish high school. It doesn't matter if you don't have a GED. It doesn't matter any of those things. You can sell life insurance, life and health insurance, as long as you get your license and you pass the test, right? So there's no barrier there. If you say, well, you know what? I didn't finish college. I didn't finish high school. I didn't get my GED. It doesn't matter. Everybody comes here on a level playing field, and I mean that, right? I heard that so much at the last company I was just with, that it was a level playing field, but it wasn't. There were things that were done behind the scenes that weren't always level like, right? And that's okay. You know, everybody chooses to run their business how they choose to, but I'm for the underdog. If you say it's level for everybody, let's let it be level for everybody. So also, if you're someone that loves to help people, right? That can't be your only reason, because you want to help yourself first. Charity starts at home, right? But that is a huge reason to do this, right? Because you say that I want to help protect families. I want to help protect families' futures. I want to protect families' lifestyles. I want to be a part of aiding in the growth and the success of a family and of children and their legacy, and creating legacies and inheritances. That may sound cliche, but that is exactly what you do as a life and health insurance agent. You make sure that someone's greatest asset, which is their income, is protected in the event of a death of a family member, or if a family member gets sick, because we're not just selling death insurance, right? And I think that's the mindset that so many people have. That's the mindset I had coming in, right? I was like, oh Lord, it's gonna be so negative just talking about death, right? But that's not what it is. It's the greatest gift of life is to make sure someone's family and your own specifically is protected as well. That's the greatest gift. Love is the greatest gift of all. The Word of God says that, right? So, service to others and your ability to help protect families and their futures, it is a noble and rewarding career, and you get paid extremely well. I just shared with you that the average policy is an average family when you write a policy is $1,000, right? $800 to $1,000. So that means that not only are you serving people with your heart and serving people with your education and your knowledge, you're getting paid really well to do that. So the next thing is why is now the best time to become a life and health licensed insurance agent? Because COVID-19 put people in check. What does that mean? People during COVID and during hold on, my sister is telling me to look on the right to see if it says show chat. No, but when I click on the bottom on the little chat box, I can see you say hi there, and I can see it says learn more if I want to see the live chat, but that's all it'll show me. And let me see if I click on anything else. No, that's it. So COVID-19, what I mean by is it put people in check is the fact that people became clear, they gained clarity and awareness about mortality, right? Because until something happens, we all have this superhero immortality complex, because if it didn't affect you, then it doesn't happen, right? If it didn't affect someone you know, it doesn't happen. But because COVID had no respect to persons, the variant had no respect to persons, the infections that people got or death had no respect of persons, it put people in touch with their mortality. Kayla, will you close that for me right quick, the blunt? Thank you. It put people in touch with mortality. And so now is a really incredible time to become a licensed life and health insurance agent, because there are more people looking for insurance than there are brokers actually out there doing the work. You may not believe me when I say that, but I have a client, and he had asked me for some quotes. This was months ago. And because I was in between about whether or not, that sounds so country, right? Whether or not I was a little indecisive about whether or not I wanted to even stay selling insurance, right? Because I wanted to change companies, and I was like, okay, where's that next company gonna be? What does it look like? And I wanted to move in God's time. So when I sent him a message yesterday, I said, you know what, I want to apologize to you because I really dropped the ball. You asked me about insurance. You told me you were nearing retirement. You wanted this information. I understand if you've already put it in place, but I want to apologize to you for not reaching out to you, and to be honest and let you know that I wasn't sure where I was going to be in terms of companies or carriers, and I didn't want to write a policy and not be able to service you at the highest level. That was the truth. And I said, so if you've already found someone else to write the policy, it's totally okay. He said, no, Garlinda, to be honest, I reached out to several insurance agents and none of them ever gave me the information I wanted. Shame on us, right? But I apologize. I said, I'm on it. You don't even have to worry about it. I got you. We talked. I got his information, and I'm working on the things that he wants. But imagine that. He reached out to several insurance agents, and no one would give him what he wanted. That's how I ended up in insurance. My friend, I tried to give him my clients, and he was like, no, I'm not sure I want to do insurance. You go get your license. I was like, I'm not going to do that. 3 times he said it, and on the third time, look, on the third day, Jesus rose again and was seated at the right hand of God. So when he ascended, I said, okay, well, Lord, I'm going to take the number 3, and we're going to go with it. And so here it was. I was also trying to give my clients away before I got my license to get help for them. So there's a huge opportunity, and people pass away unexpectedly during COVID and during lockdown and during the virus that they probably thought had insurance, especially when you see people that are of a significant income or a significant status, how we view them, not saying that's necessarily the case. We assume that their family is protected. Well, guess what? You will find later on that friends that you think are well-to-do may not have the proper insurance. People have policies at work, but if they got sick, they had a baby, they didn't go back, something changed about their plan. Because when you leave a job, your insurance doesn't go with you, right? And 99% of the time, it does not travel with you. They end up with COBRA, which is super expensive. So I don't want to get off on a tangent, but people need you. Right? So if you remotely are thinking about getting your life and health license and you say, well, is it too saturated? It is not. The market is not too saturated. There are not enough good agents. There are not enough well-trained agents. There are not enough people to service those that have a need. So 1 to 3 consumers are shopping online every single day for insurance. They are comparison shopping to what they already have, to what they're looking for, to what they need, right? So that is a huge thing. Those looking to purchase a home are more likely to buy life insurance. Well, look at how many people are buying homes. And look how many people bought homes during COVID. I have clients that relocated it seemed like across the world. I had clients come here from, at least 3 sets of clients or 4 come from California to North Carolina. Now they didn't come here for jobs. They came here because they could work remotely, and once COVID slowed down, they did not have to go back to a physical location. So what COVID did was it opened up the world of opportunity for people to go anywhere that they wanted because they could work remotely, and many people have not gone back to not working remotely. Maybe even you found yourself saying you hated your job and didn't want to go back, but didn't know what you were going to do. Or even now, maybe you don't like your job. You're like, well, what else could I do? Or you love your job, but maybe you want some extra income, right? Or you just see the opportunity to earn income here. So people that are looking to purchase a home are more likely to buy life insurance and need it because now they have this larger asset that they need to protect in the event something happens to them so that their family can keep their same lifestyle and their same standard of living. So we have mortgage insurance, right? And mortgage insurance is nothing more than a marketing term for life insurance that someone puts in place to cover their home in the event of a death, or to make their mortgage payments in the event of a death, or to be sure that their family has time, is able to buy time to decide, what are we going to do now that, the main breadwinner has passed on? What are we going to do? So my next video after this, not in this live, we're going to talk about the different types of insurances that are out there and available, because I genuinely believe that people don't know, which is why it is a great time, and this is the best time for you to become a licensed life and health insurance agent, because you get to educate people on that. I'm going to share with you right quick these 3 things. I didn't know these 3 types of insurances existed before I got my license. That you didn't have to die, right, in order to benefit from your insurance. So in other words, they have a term policy with a return of premium. It's called a universal life product, right? So that means that at the end of that term, not universal life product, a cashback option. So that means that at the end of that term product, if it has a return of premium, people can get back 50% or 100% return of premium, all the money that they paid in at the end of the term that they paid for. Who knew? I have an insurance policy that I got through, I won't even mention the company, or they never mentioned that to me, that was an option, right? So think about, these are 3 different product types that I didn't know about before I got my license. And so now you will have the opportunity to share with people. They have heart attack, stroke, and cancer policies. What does that mean? The person doesn't even have to die, right? If they own a health and stroke insurance policy, let's say through Mutual of Omaha, they buy it from you, and God forbid they have a heart attack the next day, guess what happens? They contact Mutual of Omaha to submit a claim that they had a heart attack, and Mutual of Omaha cuts them a check for the amount of the face value that they purchased, and now it covers MUG. I learned that term yesterday, right? Their mortgages, their utilities, and groceries. How cool is that? Cancer, they're alive and they have cancer, and they have a cancer policy. For whatever amount that is, they call, they put their claim in, they get a check cut to them while they're alive. Right? So you get a return of premium while you're alive. You can have your money come back to you 50% or 100%, whichever policy you buy while you're alive. Someone could have a critical chronic illness while they're alive and still be able to benefit, or they could have a terminal illness rider, which means that client was diagnosed with a terminal illness, then there's no recovery, there's no way back. They could cash in a portion of their policy if they have that rider, and they could use that money while they're alive. So we're not just talking about death insurance and death policies. Now is the best time to become a life and health insurance agent, because people need us to educate them on what's available to them, because for far too long, they've been taken advantage of with cruddy, crappy policies that they paid for. And that's why when you go to talk to people, they're like, well, I just paid all this money for this policy and I have nothing to show for it. Well, that's not true. You were protected in the event something happened, but let's make sure you're protected according to your goals, right? So we'll teach you that. And then customers are out here shopping. What if you want to make extra money? What if you say, you know what, I just want an extra $500 to $1,000 a month? We're going to talk about the money in a minute. But I already told you that the average family represents $1,000 paycheck to you here at our company, right? We're recruiting across the country in 49 different states, but the average family represents $1,000. So we start everyone out on our team at 100% commission, no contracts. We're going to talk about that at the end though. So that means that if you're someone that says, I want to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised that you can make more than that. I didn't even have any experience starting out in life and health insurance, right? I'm still working on my health insurance license, so I didn't have any experience selling life insurance policies. Thank you for those of you that are joining me. If my internet's going in and out, it's okay, just stick with me. I'm in the country and we're doing the best that we can, so just hang in there with me. So I had no experience, and my first week in insurance, my first check was $3,800, I think, my first week. Didn't even know what I was doing. My second week was like $4,800. So there'll be weeks when you don't make any money in insurance, right? And then there'll be weeks when you make a ton of money. I'm laughing at my husband walking by because the front door is open and he didn't think about it till he just came down the stairs. But you can make, of course, an extra $500 to $1,000, but that's low. But if that's all you want to make, who cares? That's awesome. We will show you how to do that. It's low pressure selling. How is it low pressure selling? Because people, if depending on the lead type that you work or the type of business that you do, there's riches and niches. We're going to talk about that. You're not trying to push anybody to buy insurance. They can't even buy it anyway. They have to qualify. Okay, where do the leads come from? That's a great question. People have to qualify for insurance with their health. They can't just be like, I want to buy insurance. I mean, they can say that, but we have to see if we can get them approved. We have to see if they can qualify. So Crystal, that is a great question. Thank you for being here with me tonight. So the way that you get leads, you can either buy leads from, like, we have so many different lead vendors here at our company. And you can buy leads from Facebook. You can do internet leads. You can do aged leads, which are like $1.50 a lead. You can work specifically social media. Like, I know some people that all they do is market on social media with posts and content 100% free. And they get people to call them to say, hey, I'm interested in insurance. That happened to me. One of the policies I wrote my first week, I think I ended up making, I think I netted from that policy $1,200, was a friend on social media that bought a policy to protect her home for her son. So social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, we can show you and teach you how to build a 100% referral-based business. Now, initially, you may start with some leads that you'll invest in and purchase, but we can show you how to build a referral-based business. So that's a great question. Leads can come from anywhere, but we have lead sources that you can buy from as well. And you want to invest in leads. So like when I got started my first week in insurance, I invested $250 in leads, right? And I was working mortgage protection leads. So that was people that had purchased a home within that 60-day period, and they wanted someone to contact them to come out, or not come out, but I'll tell you how we met them. They want someone to contact them, reference insurance to protect their home. So you will invest in leads in this business at some point, whether it's in the beginning, which I recommend, and it's through the process, which I recommend, because you always want to be in business with someone to contact, right? Because if you walk into Walmart, they're not out of milk and eggs. Well, technically they could be, right? But if all their shelves were empty, we wouldn't shop there. If you went to Chick-fil-A and they were out of chicken sandwiches, we wouldn't shop there. Those are their leads, right? Sephora, you don't go in Sephora Beauty and there's no eyeshadow, no blush, right? So you got to have something to sell, and you have to have someone to sell to. Now, how we work and how I worked my appointments last year was all of my appointments were telesales. So I sold every policy I sold was over the telephone. I think I had maybe 5 or 6 Zoom appointments, and I had 1 in-person appointment. So you get to decide, and why I say now is the best time to become a life and health insurance agent is because many people had to go door knocking before. That was the only way they could build and grow their life and health insurance business was through door knocking. The incredible woman that I partnered with, shout out to Christine Austin L, totally love her. On her team here at the Life Now Agency with Family First Life, and I was watching her videos before we started working together, and before she was even here at FFL, and she would go door knocking, and she would work a territory in a region. So I have never door knocked, but people do door knock, and I'm hoping to be brave enough to do that if I decide that's a way to grow my business. But when I tell you that you could be at home doing telesales, making phone calls from anywhere. You could be at a coffee shop, a bookstore, you could be in your car. You can work everything selling life insurance from your phone, from Zoom on your phone, from Zoom on your laptop, from just the telephone or in person. You get to decide how you want to run your business. Now, here's some not so obvious reasons as to why you want to become a life and health insurance agent. The renewals and residuals. So whole life products have residual income associated with them. So every time someone makes their premium on a whole life policy, you don't have residuals on term products. But with whole life products, there's a small residual. I think it's like 3%, maybe 3 to 5%. So you get paid that small amount of money randomly, annually, sometimes 3 years, sometimes upwards to 10 years. You're going to get renewals and residuals from policies that you sold way back when. So when you hear people talking about renewals and residual income and insurance, that's what they're talking about. It can also be from long-term care, I think, or med sup policies. I don't sell those products, but those have residual and renewal components associated with them. For people that do property and casualty, which I don't and my company does not, people make renewals and residuals from there. So that's another benefit of how you can get paid. It's consistent income when you consistently work your business, right? If you're not consistent in the business, you're not going to get paid. But you could consistently say, every month I'm going to help 10 families, which is not a lot, right? But that's what, 2.5 families a week. I'm going to help 10 families a month, and I'm going to earn, if it's 10 families and it's $1,000, you have the potential to earn anywhere, depending on your commissions, $800 to $1,000 per family. You could earn anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000 a month. That's high, right? Starting out, you're not going to do that. But starting out, you could easily earn $2,000, $2,500 to $5,000 a month if you follow the training and the system and you're coachable. Okay, so another reason why now is the best time to become a life and health insurance agent is because of leverage. You can build and grow a team. Do you have to? No. But if you decide over time, this is something that I really love and I want to be a part of, which I do. I love the insurance industry. I love this field. That's why I recruited 41 people last year. Now, when I left the company I just left, I could not take those people with me contractually and ethically and integrity wise. I wouldn't do that, right? So I'm rebuilding my team and my organization, but the overrides that I would get paid from my team members who were out there doing their thing, they loved insurance, they loved serving and protecting families. And let's just say sometimes I would get overrides monthly of like $1,600. That's just the insurance carriers paying me. That didn't come from their money. That's from the Americos, the American Amicables, Mutual of Omaha, just saying, hey, thank you for introducing this person to our to your IMO, and them getting a writing number with us. We're just going to give you an override as a thank you. So our company offers really great bonuses. I need to write that down so I can tell you that at the end. So, and then override. So if you're someone that says, you know what, I want to build and grow a team, there are a lot of people out here that are looking for their plan B. There's some people that are looking to make their plan B their plan A. They do not love what it is that they're doing. And so many people are out here looking for an opportunity. I took a wealth building class yesterday. I'm at one of my friends' offices, and it was, shout out to Erica Johnson. It was so good. And there were at least 5 people in that class. They are learning about a product that will help build wealth, that is an insurance and investment component product that's like private banking. It was so good. But there were at least 5 to 6 people there that weren't licensed, and they were looking to get licensed. And I asked them, well, what were you doing before? And they came from all different backgrounds: retail, office management, private duty nursing, daycare, so many different backgrounds. And we talked about that in the beginning. There's a low barrier to entry. You can have any type of background and win here. So huge growth opportunity, and a huge opportunity in general to grow a really incredible business, because guess what? And Christine and I talked about this, I want to say it's like a week ago. We were on the phone together. You could build and grow an agency here if you chose to, and then you could sell it. Because you might not always want to sell life insurance, right? Like with my real estate company, if I decide, you know what, I don't really want to sell real estate anymore, I could sell my book of business. I could sell my agency, that part of it anyway, right? There's a tangible number associated with that. Like when my husband and I owned a property management company years ago, somebody was sending out postcards talking about they were buying property management companies. And I just was like, well, I want to see what they're talking about. And literally the guy was basically giving you a certain amount of money for every property that you had under management. And at the time we had about 50 properties under management, and we had a property manager. We sold it, made a nice little penny off the property management company. But what did we technically sell? We sold our book of business. So with life and health insurance, you can sell your book of business. You can sell your agency, and you can go sit down somewhere in Bora Bora and chill for the rest of your life. If that's what you choose to do, right? But that's what's available here. I want to talk about something else at the end. I'm hurrying up. I'm trying to get through my list. I have to write down one more little thing I don't want to forget. And then we talked about there's no age limit. You can be, there's no age limit for people that you can sell policies for. So you could sell someone a policy for their 14-day-old baby. You could sell somebody a policy for their 82-year-old grandmother. We have guaranteed policies, right? There's no income cap. You dictate and decide how much money you want to make, how much income you want to earn. I'm just checking the chat right quick to see if you have any questions. You get to decide how much income you want to earn. There's no contracts here. Hallelujah. Praise him that is able for all things holy. I say that because when you work with us here at Family First Life, there's no contracts, right? Now, the last company I with said we were not captive. Not captive, right? But when you want to leave, you're captive. They won't let you go. They won't release some of your carrier contracts to you for various reasons. Now, I could see if you owed money to some of those companies, which I didn't, right? But a couple of my contracts I didn't want to release. So I'm like Moses to Pharaoh, let my people go, right? I'm just kidding. And there's no investment, Crystal. That is the most incredible and amazing thing. Well, you will pay for, I paid for my insurance class. My class was $99, right? It was initially $199. The company I was with before had a coupon code, so it was $99. But when you partner with our team and you say, okay, Garlinda, I want to go into business with you, I want to be on your team, I have a code that will make your insurance class free. So the only thing you have to pay for is your North Carolina license. And I think that was $55. You have to pay for your background check during the licensing process and your fingerprint check, which I think was $60. So that's $115. And then after you get licensed, you have to have E&O insurance in order to sell term products. You can't sell a term product for a major carrier without E&O insurance. They won't even give you your writing numbers, right? So E&O insurance initial investment was $120, and then it was $26 a month. So those are going to be your 3 fees starting out in insurance. You don't pay anything up front. You just take the class. That's free. Once you finish the class, it's $55, the $60, and then the $120. So those are your, but everybody has that investment. Nobody can pay that for you, right? Because that's just the cost of doing business. That's a great question. Thank you. So there's no contracts here. In addition to that, outside of Family First Life, you can write with other carriers. They don't care. Whereas with that other company that some people are with and that some people have been with, I was at that class yesterday. The company found out they had outside contracts and fired them, right? Fired them. That happened to my sales manager. She got fired because somebody told her company that she was with previously, her practice company, that she had contracts somewhere else. Makes no sense, right? So here you truly own a business, and you can write for multiple carriers whenever you want, part-time, full-time, or sometime, right? So it's really powerful. We talked about working on multiple time zones. We said you can come in and make anywhere from $1,000 to $20,000 a month. That's not unheard of. Trust me, it's not. It's happened, and we see it all the time. These are the you have cross-sell opportunities here, and then we're finishing up. We're 38 minutes. You have cross-selling opportunities in insurance. You can sell whole life, you can sell term life, you can sell annuities, you can sell final expense, you can sell IULs, and you can sell health and accidental. There's riches and niches, and what I mean by that is you can specialize in, you would start, of course, writing in the beginning, probably final expense. And some term products. And then as you keep writing and as you keep learning and as you keep educating yourself and as you keep growing, you begin to find your favorite carriers, the companies you like to write with. You begin to find your favorite products that you like to sell. And then you begin to find your favorite niche. Like, I love this type of client, I love this type of product, and I'm mastering this, right? And so we will help you figure that out. So many products available. In 2021, I didn't see that they don't have the 2022 numbers yet, but there was 18% sales growth in the insurance industry in 2021. This is a recession-proof industry. So if something happens to interest rates, who cares? If something happens to the economy, who cares? There's always going to be somebody that wants insurance and needs life insurance. It's like somebody needing a hairdresser and a funeral home. They're never going to go away, right? So it's a recession-proof industry. The need will never go away. That was the other thing that I was trying to say. We have no exam life insurance. Oh my gosh, right? How cool is that? That's what we call the simplified issue policy. So that means that the majority of the companies that we're able to write for, which is what makes you a broker, have no exam. Like, so that means that somebody can buy a policy with one of the companies up to $450,000 without it requiring an exam. And if they did require an exam, let's just say it was a $500,000 policy, some of them only require a swab, right? A swab test to say, make sure that's who they are, that they're who they say they are, and that they don't have any issues that they're not telling the company about with such a high policy. But the majority of the applications are done online via an e-app, which is why I said you can work from anywhere. Now, if you're a paper person, they have paper applications. You can do that. Or you're not computer savvy, you can do paper policies, but you can work from anywhere. It's simplified issue. You will know within minutes if the person qualifies or not. Some of the applications are so short, you know within 5 to 10 minutes. Some of them are longer, you know within 24 hours, and some of them, because of the people have extensive prescription history or medical things, the underwriting departments at the carriers may take longer to reply. But 24 hours, 48 hours, let me see, said I have. Thank you, Teresa, I answered those. So those were Chris' questions. Thank you for letting me know. So you can do paper policies, e-apps, but you would know within 5 to 10 minutes whether or not people are approved or not. And then that tells you, hey, I can go on to another carrier. We'll train you on that. And then I think that was it. Oh, we made it. Okay, so why do you want to work with me? So let's talk about that as we're wrapping this up. Again, thank you for everyone that hopped on, popped in, and that joined us on tonight. Again, I'm Garlinda Price, broker and owner of Fusion Properties, LLC, and Fusion Insurance, and we are growing and bringing agents on board across the country in 49 different states. I'm with Family First Life. We start all of our agents off at 100% commission, but what's awesome is this company goes all the way to, and we can earn up to 145% commission. The company, my practice company, I started at 75%, and I was excited about it. I was like, 75%, that's cool, right? Till I found out somebody was offering 100, but I didn't leave for the commissions. I left for other reasons. Sales training was important to me. Community was important to me. So you'll have your own reasons for why you want to partner with us, but just know that if money is important to you, you start out day one with our core carriers, not all of the carriers, but with our core carriers, you start out at 100% and you can go as high as 145%. There are no contracts. There's no cost to start. We would train you, we would educate you. Our sales manager, Christine Austin L, she has 10 years. She and her incredible husband, Raheem, they have 10 years in the insurance industry. Raheem may have been in longer than Christine. Just a phenomenal group. Let me look and check, see what questions we have. The class, is the class self-paced? Yes. So the class is self-paced. Once you click on to start the class, that's a great question, Crystal. And then I'll go back to why you want to work with us. The class is self-paced and you have quizzes along the way, tests along the way. So what happens is once you start the class, it's 20 hours for the life portion, 20 hours for the health portion. You want to finish it within 3 weeks. You don't want to go beyond 3 weeks if you can avoid it at all, because the longer it drags out, the harder it is for people really to finish the class. So there's no timeline to complete it, but you can go in there and set your completion date. You want to set it for 3 weeks. It's self-paced. You have to pass the class at the end. I believe it's with a 70 or a 75. And once you finish the class at the end, it tells you your next steps. It says, hey, now it's time for you to schedule to take your state exam. and then you would take your state exam at like a PCS. It's not PCS, but like a testing center. I took mine in Greensboro because all the ones here were booked up, but they're all across Fayetteville. They're all across North Carolina. You can go and take your test. It'll tell you to order your background check. It'll tell you to order your fingerprints. But what I tell people is order your fingerprints and your background while you're in school, while you're in the class, because you don't want that to hold you up. My fingerprints held me up. Okay, so we'll walk you through that. But the class is self-paced, and as long as you pass the class, then they'll send you an email that says this is your next step. Here's your ticket to your state exam. And the exam it wasn't verbatim, the questions, but it was the state exam questions were so in line with the training. It was so in line with the online class. I passed the first time. Now, when I took it years ago in Virginia, that thing was hard. But here, this was just memorizing and definition. So you don't even want to overthink it. It was easy, right, if you studied. And if you were making at least an 80, 90, or higher on the class quizzes and exams, you're going to pass the state exam. So that's kind of the reference point. Okay, so we provide all the training and education. Nobody is lost here unless they just don't attend training and education. There's so much, right? The carriers provide training. Family First Life provides training. We provide training and education. You have to have a growth mindset if you want to work with us. Again, commissions are 100%. You can go up as high to 145%. We have the highest comp in the industry. There are no contracts. If you decide, hey, girl, Linda, I don't like it here, I want to leave, there's nobody holding you back. I cannot tell you the horror stories that I hear and the slight story that I have that I'm not going to talk about again of trying to get away from a company that said there were no contracts, right? You have complete support. You have people you can talk to. That is important to me. That may sound like a small thing and because we're in a technology world, but the last company I was with, every time you had a question for the company or the corporation itself, you had to submit a ticket, right? Or you had to submit a support ticket. Here at Family First Life, you can talk to someone. That matters to me. That's why I said it's not always just about the high comp. What are the other stuff that's important? Communication is important. You have someone that is going to hold your hand to make sure you're successful here. I love that. There's motivation here, and you got to have your own self-motivation, but you're motivated to win here. People want to see you win. Where I came from, I don't know that was always the case with everyone, them wanting to see you win, and that was important to me. You have renewals that you can earn. You have residuals you can earn. There are no territories or regions. That's important because at some insurance marketing organizations, there's territories and regions that you can't work outside of. So in other words, they may say, hey, you can have Florida, you can have Georgia, you can have Virginia, but then you can't sell in Tennessee, Michigan, or New Jersey, or Maryland, Florida, or South Carolina, right? So we have no territories, no regions. You can work in any of the 49 states we do business. No one can fire you because you decide that you want to build a business over in Mississippi. No one can fire you because you decide you want to build a business over in Texas, right? That happens at a lot of companies because their contracts state that those people can't work outside of those territories and those regions. We don't have that. You can broker and work with multiple carriers outside of the ones that Family First has. And I'll give you an example. Let's say that there's a company that Family First isn't contracted with, like American, what is it called? Antex, American National Texas, right? That's a whole separate carrier I have outside of Family First Life, right? I have a Colombian contract. Even though Family First Life has Colombian, I don't have my contract with Colombian with them. I can still write for that company, right? So you truly own your own business here, and that makes a difference. You're completely independent. That makes a difference. You have marketing support. Christine has some incredible marketing pieces. They just did an incredible social media and marketing training on someone, and it was so good. I'm gonna check the chat to see if we're missing any questions. Okay, Kayla, you can let Treese know I answered the questions. Thank you, babe. I was just making sure I wasn't missing any questions. So we have tons of training on how to not only sell policies, not only how to write policies, not only on the product knowledge, but also but also on how to market yourself, where to get marketing tools and resources from. And in some cases, it's already designed for you. You just got to plug your picture in. So when I did, let me see if I can reach my card. When I did my business card and my postcard, we're wrapping up in 2 minutes. Not that one. This was a card that Christine already had designed. I just popped my picture into my information. This is their logo. Our team, not theirs, this is our team logo. And then she already had this design. All I had to do was copy and paste it into Vistaprint. So marketing materials and things are already designed for you. You don't even have to go figure that out. All the carriers already have brochures. You don't have to go figure any of that stuff out. You're vested with your renewals from day one, meaning you own your client policies that you've sold to get your renewals and your residuals from day one with our company. We are 100% commission based, so it's not a job, it's a business. That means that you earn your money, you get to keep your money, you get to make your money. And then what I want you to do is we're going to finish now. We're done at 50 minutes. Went 5 minutes over, longer than I wanted to go, but I want you to text me at 910-494-7798 because it won't let me type down in the chat for some reason. And I will send you a Calendly link for us to connect and answer any questions that you have. Again, my phone number is 910-494-7798. That's a great question. Is a website provided? They don't have a website, but we can show you where to get a website. But what they do have is an affiliate link. So, like I have a free affiliate link that I can send to people that want more information about Family First Life. But for the people that want insurance information, we can show you where to go right on Etsy and get a quick little plug and play website. So that's not provided, but we can show you where to get one from. Super simple and easy to do. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna hang out here for just a minute. I think I've shared everything that I wanted to share with you. But like this was a video that we did tonight on why is now the best time to become a life and health insurance agent, a licensed life and health insurance agent. It is an incredible career field with tons of growth opportunity, and you will not regret it. So again, shoot me a text at 910-494-7798. Let's schedule a time offline to talk, and I can connect you also on a 3-way with Christine, our sales manager, and she can just tell you, I think she's done over $1 million in commissions in insurance over the last 10 years, so she knows her stuff. So you're coming on board with a really great group of people. So let me check the chat one more time, then we're gonna go. Awesome. And then Crystal, if you have any additional questions, you can text me, of course. We can talk also over on in the DM on Instagram. So God bless you guys. Again, thank you for being here. I'm gonna share my number one more time. Let's schedule a time to talk, or if you know anyone that is in insurance and they're not getting top comp, right? They're making 25 or 50%. It is a better way. Trust me, it is. 910-494-7798. God bless you guys. I'll talk to you soon.